Salesforce will charge you $150 per user per month, and that's before you pay for the add-ons, the integrations, or the consultant you'll need just to customize it. What if I told you there's a fully open source CRM on GitHub with over 45,000 stars that does most of what Salesforce does half a DM, and you can run it for free on your own server? Today, we're diving deep into 20, the open source CRM that's been quietly taking the developer world by storm. Whether you're a founder, a developer, or someone who just hates paying enterprise software pricing, stick around, Beck. This one's for you.
Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today, we're doing a deep dive into an explainer that I am absolutely pumped about because it literally flips how technical teams operate entirely on its head. We've all felt the pain of traditional CRM software, right? It usually feels like this clunky, closed-off island where your data just goes to get trapped. But what if we started treating our business infrastructure exactly like we treat our software infrastructure? Let's get right into it. So take a look at the number 47,600. That's how many GitHub stars the 20 repository has currently racked up. And you know, in the open source world, that isn't just mild interest. That is a massive, flashing neon sign that a project is solving a seriously painful problem. It instantly establishes immense credibility because, let's be real, developers don't just hand out stars at that scale unless the solution is genuinely striking a chord. Which brings us to a really provocative question, and I want you to genuinely think about this for a second. What if you could version control your CRM? Think about it. We version control our applications, our infrastructure, our docs. We use pull requests, staging environments, rollbacks. Yet for some reason, when it comes to the absolute lifeblood of our business, our customer data and revenue operations, we're so used to just being passive SaaS consumers, clicking around in a closed UI. 20 totally shifts that mindset. It takes you from being a mere consumer to an empowered software creator. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact paradigm shift we're talking about. The old world of traditional CRMs is basically defined by locked safes. We're talking closed ecosystems, super rigid data models, and that deep headache of legacy vendor lock-in. Basically, when your business evolves, the software breaks. But 20 presents an entirely different reality. It breaks that cage wide open. Because it's open source, code first, and built as a highly extensible framework, it completely replaces the anxiety of vendor constraints with the ultimate relief of developer freedom. So how do the creators actually define this project themselves? Well, pulling the exact highly ambitious phrasing straight from their GitHub repository, 20 is the open alternative to Salesforce, designed for AI. They aren't just trying to build another lightweight sales tracker here. No, they are actively taking aim at the largest incumbent in the entire space, and they're doing it with an architecture that's built specifically from the ground up to accommodate the era of artificial intelligence. Building your custom CRM, the core primitives. Let's transition smoothly into how technical teams actually interact with this platform to start building out their custom tools. 20 gives technical teams what we can basically think of as the fundamental Lego blocks of modern revenue operations. These core primitives are objects, views, workflows, and agents. In a legacy system, setting these up means clicking through endless, clunky admin settings. But here, developers can extend these entirely as code. That means your business logic is explicit, it's reviewable, and it is perfectly aligned with your actual code base. Okay, let's dive into this because the developer workflow outlined in their app guide is just fantastic. First up, you scaffold a new application using the 20 CLI. It's incredibly fast and super familiar. Step 2, you define your objects, your custom fields, and your views entirely as code, right there within your IDE. And step 3, you just ship it to your workspace. You are essentially building and deploying a CRM exactly the same way you'd build and deploy a modern React or Node app. It's that seamless. Under the technical hood, the architecture. Now, let's pivot and look purely at the repository's architecture, because we all know technical founders need absolute transparency to really trust a platform. So let's break down this modern technology stack component by component so you can see exactly what your dev team will be working with. On the back end, 20 is powered by Nest.js to give it that robust enterprise structure. It's using Postgres for the database, alongside BullMQ and Redis for handling all those queues and background jobs. Now, moving to the front end, they're leveraging React, but they've paired it with Jotai for lightweight atomic state management, Linlaria for zero runtime styling, and Lingui for internationalization. And wrapping that whole shebang together at the tooling layer, they're using NX to keep the monorepo super tidy. Looking at the repository breakdown, there's one really dominant takeaway here, and it's that massive 78.1% slice. The project is overwhelmingly built in TypeScript. For modern web developers, that is a huge green flag. It means the codebase is highly accessible. You get that sweet, strong type safety, and it's incredibly reliable when you're extending it or contributing back to the core project. Oh, and MDX makes up another solid chunk, ensuring their documentation stays robust and totally interactive. Deploying your workspace, cloud versus self-hosted, which brings us to the final phase of our explainer, how development teams can actually adopt and deploy this open source platform. 20 offers two very distinct deployment paths, depending on exactly what your team needs. If your priority is just extreme speed and minimizing overhead, go with the cloud deployment. You sign up at 20.com, spin up your workspace in literally under a minute, and you have exactly zero infrastructure to manage. It's always up to date. But if your company demands strict data sovereignty and total control, the self-hosting option is totally supported. You can run 20 entirely on your own infrastructure using Docker Compose. So you basically get the perfect balance of convenience and control. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this specific number right here, 652. That represents the open source contributors actively backing and improving this project. And listen, when you choose an open source CRM, the vitality of the community is literally just as critical as the code itself. With over 600 contributors submitting pull requests, fixing bugs, and pushing feature updates, you aren't just adopting a static tool. You are plugging directly into a dynamic, rapidly accelerating developer community. I want to bring this all together by reiterating the core ethos pulled directly from the README file. 20 is the CRM you build, ship, and version like the rest of your stack. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. This goes so far beyond just having access to an API. It is a complete paradigm shift. It's all about bringing the rigor, the safety, and the absolute flexibility of modern software engineering directly into your revenue operations. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today and leaves us with one highly consequential question. Seeing the modern architecture, the developer-first workflow, and the sheer power of this open source community, are you ready to stop buying rigid CRMs and start building exactly what your business needs? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, Focus Learners. I highly recommend hopping into their GitHub repo to explore the code for yourselves. Keep learning, keep building, and I will see you in the next one.
20 has 45,000 GitHub stars for a reason. It's polished, it's powerful, and it's completely free to self-host. Whether you're replacing Salesforce, building your first CRM for a startup, or just exploring what modern open source tooling looks like, 20 is absolutely worth your time. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe and drop a comment. Are you using an open source CRM or still locked into a SaaS tool? I want to know. See you in the next one.